Let's get a quick take on this last roundup. Denver's booming growth and the growing pains that come with it were part of many of our discussions this year. The various legal battles of the I-70 expansion project, the significant changes happening at the City Park Golf Course, and how the city manages transportation were consistent topics. Eric, your quick point on this one, were you surprised by seeing so many of these growing pains in their headlines?
No, the city is on fire right now. What do we have, 4,000 people a month or something like that in migrating into Denver? That's good news and bad news, but the fire is so hot that it can't burn without a whole lot of political heat that gets spun off, and there's a whole lot of political heat out there. The two most interesting issues to me that it really engaged on a big level was Amazon, and we talked about that much around the table. And then sort of on a microcosm level, just in the last few weeks, the whole thing around Inc. Coffee, which became a big deal about what was really a pretty small deal, but it became a flashpoint where all that heat lit it up.
Mm-hmm. Penn, as a lawmaker, you have seen times where people have had to manage when things are decreasing, but now it's really booming. Have we seen in 2017 enough handling of our growth?
No, and I think that is the pivotal issue for us locally. We're going to continue to grow. It's a popular place. Everybody's coming here. But I think what we're seeing now are some fractures and frays around the edges, and in some instances through the middle of our society, because we're not managing prosperity particularly well. It's one thing to boast about all these new residents. It's one thing to boast about a red-hot economy, but we still have massive problems with homelessness. We still have massive problems with gentrification and people feeling disaffected and sort of pushed to the side in their own community. And those are tensions that, if they're not managed properly, first of all, you got to listen to people and be willing to talk to them. But if you don't manage them well, they will rip your society apart. And I think we're beginning to see the communities, various communities and neighborhoods, push back against all this prosperity because they feel they're being left out, or even more importantly, pushed out in enjoying and sharing in the prosperity.
Patty, what do you think? What can we take away from 2017 when it comes to the growth of Denver?
How angry people are over, if you look at what's going on in I-70, City Park Golf Course, Park Hill Golf Course. Normally people don't get up in arms about golf courses, but they are right now, and that's going to continue. I also think the fact that rents went up at least 12%, 13% this year. Certainly salaries did not go up a lot, and it was already tough for people. So we're losing our creative class in Denver. They're going to the suburbs, they're going beyond there. And we're seeing for the first time, people leaving the state. So that we're still getting a larger population, but the number of people leaving the state is growing.
David, wrap it up for us.
Beats what was going on in the mid-'70s when Denver looked like a dying city, and you go 2 blocks off the 16th Street Mall and looked pretty bad. The area around the South Platte was bad for a lot longer after that. You know, Auraria got revived on the earlier side, but that was kind of nothing, and you know, had some vestigial greatness from 1915. It's a better problem to have than the opposite one. We do have the first city administration in history, I think, that's actually tried to make transportation worse. In their bizarre eco vision, they've tried to actually create traffic jams. That's an unusual thing for a Denver city government to do.